Every day for 30 days, I'm posting tips about how to immigrate from America to Norway. I've lived here 2 years, immigrated from America, and today is day 6. The second most common question I've seen, maybe second or third most common, is can I bring my pet and how? This derpy little lady came with us straight from America, so I've got you covered today with tips. Like so many things about Norway, it's actually probably more intimidating sounding to consider bringing your pet than it actually is. The process is actually pretty streamlined, and I'm going to walk you through what website you need to look at to get all the information and see that it's a pretty simple process if you follow a few steps. But first, this. Ew. Siri! Obey my dog. 10 points if you get that reference. Do you like living in Norway, Siri? Do you like it here? Again, the process is pretty simple. I'm a little bit surprised I kept getting this question. And then I decided maybe it's just intimidating. So I was a professor, teacher in America. I will hold your hand and we will do this together. And you will see that it's a pretty easy process to research and to go through. What you're going to want to do for this one is to go to Mattilsynet. This is basically the USDA of Norway. I'll put the website up on the screen. You're going to specifically want to go to the part for animals. You will choose English language. Scroll past this, traveling with pets. Most likely you've got a dog, a cat, or apparently maybe a ferret. You want to do from third countries, not an EU country. And you can see the requirements are all here. So you need to get a microchip, super easy, and it has to be a specific type. So you have to go to your veterinarian and you have to say you want this type. I don't even know what it means. You just tell them, you make it very clear. The veterinarians somehow know what all this is. Rabies vaccine. Doesn't matter if they've already been vaccinated. Here is the tricky thing. You just got to get the dates right. You have to get it. This language kind of confuses me, but basically what they're saying is that it has to be 21 days before you travel, okay? Double check this on your own, but I'm pretty sure that that's what it means. I will tell you, I probably checked my pet's requirements more than my family's, because if you get one thing wrong, they will quarantine your pet for a long time, and you will have to pay for it, and you'll be really sad, and your pet will be traumatized. But basically the logic is this. I was a social disease scholar. So they want to know that the rabies vaccination is new enough. They don't want a year-old vaccination, but also you can't get it the day before you fly because that hasn't actually had time to take effect and give them the antibodies yet, okay? So if you keep that logic in mind, even though the language can be confusing, that's basically what we're looking at. We want a very short window before the pet enters the country that we know the vaccines or deworming, I'm going to get to that in a minute, are fresh, but not so fresh that they haven't had time to take effect yet. So again, check that out. Then the vet will just make sure that they basically prove that they have the antibodies. I actually think this is new since I moved here. I don't remember doing that, but maybe it was just standard and I didn't realize. Aha, this is why I don't remember it. A valid rabies antibody test is not required from animals coming from these countries. And here I see America listed. But I would double check because there's 2 lists here and I don't have time to like triple check it for you right now. But I believe, yeah, part 2 of Annex. I don't think you need that for America. You have to have this dewormer. And it's the same thing. So you've got to go once within like that 21-day period for rabies, but then you have to go between 24 and 120 hours to get the dewormer. So for us, the main expense ended up being these frequent vet visits. There wasn't that much to pay just to get them into the country. An ID document, and this is a health certificate. Basically, you get all this work done, and then you send it to your local USDA office. They certify or notarize it and send it back to you. That's done through postal mail, or at least it was for me. I can't remember exactly. Obviously, they have to mail it back to you before this. You won't have time to mail this out. So I think we got like the vet just signed off on this in the end. The thing is that if you take all this paperwork to your vet and say, help me, they will. Like, they looked into a lot of it for me, but always check their work because you don't want to have an error. And you have to come into Oslo. That's the only place. Oh, I guess there's a Tromsø one. Oh, and Kirkenes is very far north. For us, we had to go to Oslo. That's where they can check the animal. You can see, apparently you can travel with up to 4 animals. So I hope this helps. Again, a pretty clear and streamlined process, all available to you in English. And really, for bringing an animal across an ocean when we have disease concerns, really not that much you have to do. I just think that you have to be very, very careful about it. And I would read and read and reread all the requirements so you don't get into a horrible situation when you get over here.